Now we are going to discuss electric flux over a surface. Suppose this is a surface, plain surface of area A through which a uniform electric field is passing. Okay? The area of the surface is A. The strength of the electric field is E. We have learned earlier that the number of lines of force passing, electric field lines of force passing perpendicular through unit area is equal to electric field intensity. Suppose I take a unit area here. How many lines of force are passing perpendicular to it? That is E. Now, electric flux over the surface is defined as the total number of lines of force passing normal through this area, perpendicular through this area. You already know that through unit area, E number of lines of force are passing. Therefore, through unit area A held perpendicular to the electric field, the electric flux symbol is given by phi, Greek letter. We keep a subscript E sometimes because we have also magnetic flux to learn later. Through unit area, you know E is the number of lines of force passing normally. Therefore, through area A, it is going to be E into A. Through unit area, E number of lines. Therefore, through area A is going to be E into A. So, what is electric flux over a surface? It's the total number of lines of force passing normal perpendicular through that area. So, we have, if this area A shown in this figure is perpendicular through this electric field, then the flux over that surface is given by E into A. Next. Now, if the surface is not perpendicular, electric field of intensity E, uniform electric field of intensity E. This area, the surface, its area can be represented by a vector drawn perpendicular to the surface of the area. It is represented by area vector A. If the angle between vector E, electric field intensity, and area vector is theta, then what was our definition of electric flux? Total number of lines of force passing normal through that area, perpendicular to this area. But this electric field is not perpendicular. But this electric field has a component perpendicular to this area. That means a component parallel along the area vector. What will this vector be? This component of E along this, it is going to be E cos theta. E cos theta. What is this? The electric field perpendicular to this area. Component of electric field perpendicular to this surface. That means you know that area vector is perpendicular to this surface. Therefore, the component of electric field parallel to area vector gives you component of electric field perpendicular to the surface. So, what is the flux over this surface now? Phi. It is going to be E cos theta into A. What is that? EA cos theta. E is a vector, A is a vector, theta is the angle between them. Therefore, what is EA cos theta? It is vector E dot vector A. Therefore, we got electric flux is equal to E dot A, which is equal to E A cos theta. It is a scalar quantity because you know dot product gives you a scalar quantity. So electric flux is a scalar quantity. Now let us discuss its unit and dimension. Let us find out what is the unit of SI unit of electric flux. we know that phi subscript E is equal to E A cos theta. What is the unit of E? It is Newton per Coulomb, which we discussed earlier. Force acting on unit charge. What is the unit of area? Meter squared. Cos theta has no unit, therefore this is going to be Newton meter squared per Coulomb. It is the unit of electric flux. What will be the dimensional formula of electric flux? Newton, that is force. What is that? M1 L1 T minus 2 meter squared, it is L2 upon Coulomb. What is Coulomb? It is current into time. Charge is got current into time, that is T1 A1. Therefore, what do we get as the dimensional formula? M1 L3 T minus 3, because minus 2 minus 1 minus 3 A minus 1. So dimensional formula of electric flux. Now we are going to discuss Gauss's law in electrostatics. Gauss's law in electrostatics. Gauss's law in electrostatics. Its statement is the total electric flux over a closed surface. Suppose you have a closed surface. This is in three dimensions, a closed surface. The total electric flux over this closed surface, if you have any charge inside, let us say plus Q. Lines of force are going to come out of this plus Q. There will be flux coming out of the surface. Flux means the number of lines of force, total number of lines of force coming perpendicular to the surface. The total flux over this closed surface, phi, is equal to 1 by epsilon naught, 1 upon epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by the surface. That is Q upon epsilon naught. So this is Gauss's law. How do you state it? The total electric flux over a closed surface is equal to 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge enclosed by the closed surface. Suppose it is not only one point charge, you have a number of charges, Q1 minus Q2, like that you have a number of charges plus Qn. Then the total flux over this closed surface will be algebraic sum of all these charges divided by epsilon naught. That is sigma Q. It starts from 1 to n. Adding up all these charges scalarly, plus and minus, divided by epsilon naught. This is Gauss's law in electrostatics. Next video, we will discuss the applications of Gauss's law.